Gerie Owen. I'm a test manager. Oh, Laura's a tester here. I work for Qualitest Group, and I'm really happy to be here. I'm happy that you actually would enjoy having a tester here. I'd like to tell you a little bit about DevOps and groupthink. Is it an oxymoron? Well, what is groupthink? It's a phenomenon where people tend to conform to the group rather than feeling outcast, and that can lead to errors in decision making, sometimes large ones. Now, there are a bunch of characteristics that you'll see in groupthink. You'll see an illusion of invulnerability, where the team has excessive optimism and it encourages excessive risk. You'll see a collective rationalization. You'll see the inherent belief in morality, where a team thinks that what they're doing is just so right that it can't possibly be wrong. Outcasts, like us testers, get stereotyped, and our opinions aren't necessarily counted. Direct pressure on dissenters. Sometimes the team will actually be forced to conform, which means that, of course, we self-censor, and all of that can lead to an illusion of unanimity, which means that, the team may think their decision is unanimous and it really may not be. Well, is this a problem? Is it a problem for DevOps? Well, it can be. DevOps is a culture of collaboration. We have multiple different expertise in the same team, which is good. But we all have our mindsets and our biases, and sometimes those can cause errors in decision-making and failures in deliberation. So why does this happen? Well, there's the illusion of invulnerability. The team can be in consistent agreement with little discussion, and then the collective rationalization. This happens because of information signals, some of those characteristics we discussed, social pressures, and of course the influence of strong leaders. So let's talk a little bit about why this happens. A lot of times group members can have fixed mindsets, and then group interaction will amplify individual biases. Peter told you something about biases earlier and how they can work, and those coupled work to find deliberation failures. Now, mindsets was a theory by Carol Dweck. It talks about people that have fixed mindsets versus growth. It's based on how we see the world and how we respond to life's challenges. A fixed mindset believes that their intelligence is the intelligence they're born with, and they're going to constantly keep trying to prove themselves. So, well, I did my job right, it's somebody else's mistake. Whereas a growth mindset person feels that their intelligence is a starting point. They see a failure as an opportunity to learn. They're into continuous development. If your team happens to have more fixed mindsets, you're going to have groupthink. Now, in the bias category, well, Peter explained what a bias is. We have certain beliefs, and they can cloud our ability to think critically. And when we as a group don't think critically, then you have groupthink. Now, there are two biases that are particularly concerning in groupthink, and that's representativeness, where people judge based on similar situations, and also the confirmation bias. They weigh heavily more evidence that supports their view. Now, this all leads to failures in deliberation. So we've got our strong leader here, our self-censoring bear there, and our stereotyped outcast. Let's talk a little bit about the cascade effect. You know what I love about the cascade effect? You think about planning poker. I vote 5. I vote 5. I vote 5. So as each person says something, the next person is going to tend to agree. They're going to think, oh, well, maybe he or she knows something I don't. Now, with polarization, we may start out with moderate but opposing views, but the more we talk, especially the fixed mindset folks, the more they dig in, and by the time you get through, you've got people on two ends of the spectrum. Now, why mitigate this in DevOps? Well, because it inhibits the principles of transparency and communication. It impedes DevOps transformation. But most importantly, our whole premise of DevOps, that innovation, we lose a lot of that innovation. Thank you.